just say no. And it was to encourage kids to say no to drugs. But the drug problem continued, didn't it? And it still continues to this day. We've seen the development of even more dangerous drugs and even more addiction and stronger addiction. Our cities have become havens for drug addicts and communities of drug addicts. We've traveled with this really goes along with it today. We've traveled with our friends from Prayers in Action to work with people on the streets and to work for Christ really on the streets of Harrisburg and Philadelphia, and to share our love with homeless addicts. And by the way, let me tell you that if you haven't participated in one of those trips, you should add that to your schedule. That should be something that's on your list. I'm going to do that. Take your teenagers along. If you have teenagers, take them along. Every time I've gone on one of those trips, I look around and I spend some time just observing and seeing the hopelessness and the despair. I ponder the depths of depravity that you must find yourself in, and the sin that these people are living with, the guilt in their lives. And they'll share their stories with you if you ask them. I've met so many of them who have come from good homes, even Christian homes, church homes, went to Sunday school as a child and grew up in a good home, but they'll tell you that as a teen, maybe they started smoking cigarettes or maybe they started drinking alcohol. You'd be surprised by the number of addicts who say that their addictions first started by just drinking some alcohol and smoking cigarettes. But then they moved on to maybe smoking a little bit of marijuana, and then they tried something a little harder, and gradually they slid into this addiction and into this condition. I'm singling out drug use this morning. This all ties in, but I want you to be aware that I could have talked about any other addiction. I could have talked about that, the state of the precious people that we've encountered, pondering how they arrived in the situation where they find themselves, and